Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm not doing weeks anymore. This is now episode 10 on the reissue of the TOS Enterprise Bridge. First and foremost, I'm going to say right here in the intro, I love the Lake Munster 3D resin cast Helm and Operations station. My issue right now is I'm trying to figure out how to take things out so I can add things like the lighting and get to all that degree, and I'm still working on it. So I am using the kit Helm and Operations station, which is great because I'm using the photo edge, having a lot of fun with that. And going to start doing fiber optics. Let's kind of start talking about that in this video. And I've got the screens for the small display station screens. They're getting dry and getting ready to go in. So hopefully next week I should be able to start getting a lot of things more together and get stuff going and getting more paint down and start getting things together. That's my plan. So please enjoy. So if you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. You click on that little bell and you'll know every time I upload. If you see me doing something in this video or my videos, older videos before I started getting better like this, please, if you have a question about how I did something, why I did something, how did you come about to do that, or hey Buck, you've run a lot of this, can you help me figure this out on my kit? Yeah, if you've got questions about your kit, please email me, bucktmore@gmail.com, or leave it in the comment section. Also in the comment section, hey Buck, good job, man. Buck, okay, yeah, it works, okay. And then I'm just going to do this from now on. I answer all these within 12-24 hours. So with that, please everyone, enjoy, and let's get to the bench. Good morning everyone. The stations are back here on the table, and I'm going to show you, I remember telling you guys I was going to do this tulip slick to help do light blocking and secure the panels down a little bit more. It's pretty simple, just like what I did before. Just find a spot that you want to get into, and then just be mindful. You're going to have to press, but don't go crazy. And if you do something like that, like it kind of got up into the screen, and I didn't want that, darn Q-tips. It's pretty simple, just it's nice, wet, easy to work with, and I just push it back and get that all cleaned off, just like that. And then again, I'll just start working the top part. And again, so I don't have to use a whole bunch, I will come back again and I'll just start pushing that down and making sure I keep these guys good and clean. Right? And if they get a little bit on them, once it's dry, it's easy to clean up. So again, I'm just letting it kind of find its spot without me trying to push too much. And then I'll do you. And then again, yes, I will put one right there, and then because I started trying to push that down and get it more, I got to add just a bit here. Okay, so there's that one, and then the bottom is pretty good. And then what I'll also do is I'll turn it over, bring it up, look at it in the light, and make sure it's where I want, and it is. So we'll go and do this side. And again, I'm just, it kind of gets, sometimes it's like, because you're pushing and you're squeezing the bottle and you're trying not to squeeze too hard or even try to push down on those things. So, but again, I'll just let it find its way. Just try to keep it calm and steady while I'm doing my hands, that's what I mean. Keeping my hands calm and steady, and then every once in a while it's good just to wipe that tip down. And now we'll do here, a little bit more here, and just like that, guys. Now you can look into the bottom and you might see you need to do some too, but I won't be able to really show you too well trying to get in there. But so I'm gonna get these finished up and get them drying and move on to something else on the bridge. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I was trying to show you and I cut it out of me getting the styrene clean. It came close, but it just wasn't getting there, so I went back and grabbed another few good pieces. So the first time when I laid these down, they just did not stick because I was trying to use this micro crystal clear, and trust me, I shouldn't have. So this time I'm going to go back and I am going to go with my microfoil glue and make sure that I can keep it all. Oh, come on now, seriously? And that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting this on so that it'll have a better adhesion, I think, with this, because this is brass, or photo etch, sorry. And so yeah, it's kind of being quirky here. Sorry about that, guys. I just didn't want to tape them down because there just really wasn't a reason to. So I'm waiting for it to start filming up on some of these. And seriously, come on now. Okay, there we go. I just need to grab it. I was trying not to, but works better. Alright, sorry guys. Okay. Just getting all that glue on. Okay, last one. Okay, got that. Alright, now, because the first one I did is already starting to film, I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over. And I'm going to press down. I was hoping. Come on now. I might have to go back here in a little bit. Okay. Let's get you on here. And press down. And let's get you, maybe. Ooh, yay. Good. Okay, I'm going to set those to the side. I'm going to grab this one and do the same thing. This way, when I go to put it all together, when I get this, everything on there, I'll just be able to do, clear the, just use my clear glue, my micro crystal clear to set it up. Darn thing. Okay. Okay. Just doing the little bits. Just making sure it's down. Okay. That one's there. Now, this is a good thing. When it's sticking like that, means it's ready for me anyway. Now, okay, and the last one. Yay. Okay, now just gonna let these guys get good and dry, and then once they're done there, I'm gonna turn them over and get them all cleaned up and get the screens on. So, alright, come here. And as you can see, sometimes it just takes a little bit more. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to get back at it. Alright, while stuff's drying, I'm working on the main viewer. So remember I told you that casting issue? Well, I decided just to get that whole piece out. Just stop messing with it, be done with it. So I've cut a piece of styrene, and this is pretty thick styrene. Not overly thick, but it'll still give me the dimensions that I want. And I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to get it glued on then I'm going to start blending it and working it in. Now I could have probably cut and just did, which you know, I could have, but there's no point. I mean, really, I don't want to try to blend that cut. So this is what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to glue this down, let it get nice and firm and set, and then I can go in and start doing the things that I need to get done. So, simple, right? Yeah, like anybody's ever said. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. So, again, I'm just gonna glue CA, always my go-to. And if, you know, you get a little too much and it starts to dribble, I always have my Q-tips ready just for that reason. So when I go to put something down, it will not, seriously, come on. It will not, it won't be too much. Alright, so, as you can see, now, okay, bring you down. Okay, then I just take my Q-tip and I wipe down on both sides. I'm not real worried about the underneath because this is going to be in the bridge or around the station's monitor. So, alright, now I'll just keep cleaning that off, and then I will light block the back of it. So, yay! So now, the couple things I need to, one, I'm going to have to paint this again, but two, I need to get this outline painted, and I need to get these guys painted and then things on, and then I'll start working on these down the line. Or, yeah, I need to also figure out how I can, the best way to get that in there, because I want everything to be in here, and then I got to paint all these. So, a lot of work just to the main viewer, so that's probably going to what I want to try to finish my week with. I don't know yet. We'll see. But first things first, let's, while this is drying, let me start getting things masked off. That way I can be ready to do other things. Like I said, paint. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to get at it, so I'll come back when I have more to share. Good morning, Friday, and back at it. First off, yes, I'm going to get started painting on the main screen and go with that, and then I'll start getting blended. I want to try to get as much painting as I can because I still need to run those in and then everything else, but yay, getting there. Also, what I redid yesterday with these guys, a lot of good, and then some I'm going to have to, some sealed very well, and then some just did not want to play. It's probably because this is stuck, not bad stuck, it's just the glue. I didn't even use that much. But, so like this one, as you can see, I'm going to have to go back in and get that tacked down, and hopefully I'll double check all of them. But if these others are good, I'll get this one tacked back down and we'll get some screens in today. So, there's that. And I decided to, clean these up again, get all that off. And the reason I did that is because trying to get those scratched with the paint on was just too hard. So I wanted to get it all cleaned off. I'll go and do the paints on those that I need, and then I can go in there very gently and get that taken care of. Those that'll, you know, more than likely just be a very slow, methodical brush paint when I do that. But yes, but I want to start getting some color to these guys and hopefully start getting them put in. And sorry guys. And yes, that leaves me the navigation and helm still yet to do. The captain's chair. And then I am going to, give me a second guys, sorry, trying to find where that little bit is. Hey, where'd you go? There you go. Okay, there. Nope, not you. Come here. Ah, sorry guys. Okay, found it. Under everything that I was trying to get under. Alright, so when I get this put on, there's a lot of that lovely extra detail on the back. And I'm going to spread that through the stations. I want to keep trying to mirror that, so I've got a lot of scratch building to do. But if I just put this and put it all together and just left everything else, you know, with the light block and all that, but then there would be, I need this texture on the rest of the stations. So that's going to be one of the next things I'll be working on. But yeah, I know this is this one's taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to, because I go back and I keep looking and I keep tweaking and fixing things, and yes, then the other builds. But so first things first, let's get these screens fixed and get something on there, and then probably first I'll need to go ahead and get that painted so that starts drying, and then I can seal it, and then I'll do the other. So the first things first, let's get some painting done. I'm going to get some painting done and get these guys over here and get them laid out so they start to dry better. So alright guys, well, let me get things loaded up and I'll be back. Alright guys, brush is loaded. Now I'm going to go orange, and then when I get more where I'm going to start kind of weathering things, getting a little more character, I'll darken it down a little bit, because I just kept looking and looking, and I had to go back. I went back to the original series screenshots. So yeah, so again, just like with any airbrushing, I'm not going to try to get it all on one coat. Okay, I'm just going to let that sit there and dry a second. So, okay. Alright, give me a second guys, something wonky. Alright, I got it fixed. Had to thin it down a lot more, so I had to take everything out and then get that big clump down there, and then I had to thin it down. So yay, got it fixed. So there we go. Now look at that. That looks even better. Okay. Yes. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to let this sit and dry a second, and then see if I need to do another coat. If not, I'll get moved on to the next thing. So I will return. Alright guys, I'm going to start doing some painting. I've got T.B.I clear red, I've got T.B.I clear yellow, I got T.B.I clear blue, and I got T.B.I clear green. And I'm going, and if I need to, I'll keep going, try to mix a couple other colors, but what I'm doing is using the decal sheet again as my instrumentation guide on the colors. So I'm definitely going to have to be putting on my magnifiers here later, but I thought I would just start with start showing you what I'm going to do if I keep it in there. Sorry guys. So I got a good fine brush, and basically all I'm doing is very carefully, I'm just letting that fall on there, letting it find its own way for right now. I think that's going to be the big thing for me, is doing that. So, and just letting it find its own way. So where is another good red? Okay, right there. Okay. Again, like I said, I'm just letting it find its own way. Just double checking guys, sorry. That doesn't look good. I'll come back to that one here in a minute. Let's do a bigger one, because like I said, I'm going to have to get my magnifiers out so I can see this. Alright, we got a good big red buttons that we can do, that they can see. Okay, let's try this one. And I'll wipe my brush again, and we're going to go here. And if you wipe it too much, dip it back in and tap it kind of. That helps get that little bit of extra drop off. And then, like I said, I just touch it and I'm going to let it find its own path. Now, you don't have to paint to this color guide, the decal sheet that I'm doing. You don't have to do that at all. You can choose your own thing you want to do. Trust me on that. It's your kit. And one right there. Okay, and yes, there's a lot more going on. I just wanted to go ahead and get started with it and show you guys. So I'm going to go and try to get through all the red before I move on to the next console. And then once everything's done on the red and it's dry, I'll go back and start the other colors. So it's going to be a process. It's going to take a little bit. But hey, this way I can get these stations taken care of. So I'm going to get back at it, guys. All right. Yes, this is the Helm and Dot. Started working on the captain's chair and trying to figure out what I'm going to do for Helm and all that. But also, I wanted to try something. So I took the decal from the kit and put it on this piece. And now it gets really good through the white, but nothing else. So I'm thinking maybe that would work. I wasn't real sure, so I wanted to try it. So no, have to do my clears like I started showing you guys to do. Also, I really do love this. I mean, it's beautiful. My thing is, for me to be able to really get it good and lit, I'm really going to have to figure this out because I don't want to cut and destroy and all that without being able to create what I want. So, with that, I am going to use this Helm and the photo etch from that. I mean, I love this. I really do, but I just got to dig into it more and figure out the best way, because this is a red alert and you got things, and like I said, there's that, which I'm going to sand all this off and I can make more with the photo etch, but I don't want to destroy it trying to get it to do what I know it should do. And I love this on here. This is where his Sulu scope is. So I definitely got some paint on that. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is, one, get the decal off, and two, get this cleaned up and get started thinking on getting it set up so I can do what I wanted to do. And yes, then figured, what the heck, let's get this Helm going, because that's stuff I gotta do too. While I'm still waiting for these guys to dry again, I had to do what I did, so they're still sitting and drying. So, alright, well, I'm gonna get to it, so I'll come back and share. Alright, going back to the photo etch, and I'm going to have a really fun way of doing this to help create the detail needed to that comes off of the Helm of this. I mean, it's beautiful. I love all this intricate detail work. Just the problem is, like I said, it's all solid. You have to drill and cut in, and I'll figure that down the road. But for this, I'm going to use fiber optic too to help. And I did sand down, but I wanted to leave enough detail so I could see where I'm going to be going. So this is the last one for Sulu Station. I got to put over, and then the switches. But the funny thing is trying to, make sure I am getting as close as I can to what actually is supposed to be there. Maybe just bring you a little bit more that way. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get it all figured out. And what I've done is I will take, and instead of brushing any glue on there, I'm dumping it. I am just taking my toothpick and I'm doing an area to cover that photo etch. Just like that. Sorry, got out of camera. I was looking at it. So I just take that and I can cover that. Which is great. Trust me. It's going to be a lot easier than what it sounds. And so I've already got it all trimmed the best I could, you know, as good as I can get. Make sure I get the dirts off of there. Okay. And doing that right now is like making this so much easier to work with right there. And then just making sure everything lines up good. Checking the sheet. Okay. Gonna need a little bit more of a gap. Didn't have enough of a gap. Okay. And just a little bit. Okay. And voila. Just making sure everything looks level before I do any kind of push to it. And that's the problem. You start doing that and it's just like, okay. Maybe. Dang you. Come on now. Okay. See what I'm saying? It just keeps doing that. So now I'm just going to press my finger on it. Then I'm going to roll my finger off. That way I can make sure I'm happy where it is and go from there. And then I'll let it dry like that, and then I can go in and clean it out. Now the other, the little holes are easy to do. Trust me, I got the drill bits for that. The next issue I got is how, because I'm probably going to use the decal for this. This is on checkoff station. And I am just, because I'm going to have to, you know, light it, and I'm going to take the plastic out, even though this one's, you don't have to. I just don't want to keep playing now. I want to make sure I have the room I need to do. So that's what I'm working on, is trying to get this one figured out right now. How I'm going to go about doing that. But, you know, it's good. It's still good. So I'm going to get back at it, guys. Oh, there's not really much going down. This is the, sorry guys, this is what I'm using from Paragraphics to help line everything up and get everything where I need it. So that's what's going on right now. That's what I'm trying to finish. So, alright, let me get going on this, guys, and then let's see where I can get back onto the station. So, I'll be back. Alright, I thought I'd show you this too. So, here is Mr. Checkoff Station, and getting everything lined up like I need to. And once I was happy with where it was and how everything looked, before I started putting the glue on, I came and put a piece of tape across and I marked it. That way I wasn't fighting the, oh my god, where'd it go? So, yay. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then I'm going to cut this out later. I just want to get everything down so I know how everything's going to look, and then I can start doing the other little work. But, so, again, I'm just going to, and these guys have all had the T.B.I metal primer, so that's why they're a little bit sticky. So again, all I'm going to do, and yes, I typed the helm down because it's in 2 parts, and trying to get it to do it the one, you know, trying to get it to line up and everything, sometimes it just did not want to play nice. So again, I'm kind of getting generally liberal with this for right now, because I want to be. So I make sure it stays where I want it to, and everything is good. And get these little, come here, you get out of there. Okay. Now, the great thing is, doing it this way, I don't have to wait a long time, because it starts getting set pretty fast. Like this. So, and then I'll come in with this one and watch it stick to my thing, right? Okay, and there we go. Actually, taking a look, I think that needs to go. Okay, I'm going to just tuck it in just a bit more. There we go. Okay, I am now happy with that. So the one thing I'm definitely going to do right now is I'm going to get this glue up out of the way, because, yeah. And again, all I'm going to do is, actually, you know what? Let me see. The problem is I don't want to, being able to use my fingers, I can get away from it. So I'm just going to kind of look and make sure it's all setting down pretty good. I'll do a quick little tap, because I don't want to do too much. And now I'm going to get this tape away right away. That way it doesn't do that. And then I'll just take a look at the stations again. And if I have to, this is where I'm going to tweak just a bit. Don't have to do too much. Just setting out. And I'm sitting kind of far back from it looking at it. So, yeah. Okay. Yay, that one's on there now. Woohoo! But I wanted to share that with you, how I was figuring out how to match this as good as well as I can doing this. So, alright my friends, I will return when I have more to share. Alright. All the photo etch is now on where it needs to be. And now the fun part is I'm just going to move it and let it dry. Get really nice and good and dry. And then I can go back in and start doing work on that. And yeah. So yay! Thank gosh I didn't throw any photo etch away. But yeah, so let me get things cleaned up and see what's next. I will be back. Well, good morning, and back at the bench. And so the photo etch I did yesterday is now dry, and I started playing with it last night. And what I mean by playing with it is I started drilling. So there's that first. And we'll get back to this. But the other thing I want to do first with you guys is, if I can grab them, I'm going to get these guys finished up. Get the screens on, everything. And then, yay! So, that's the first thing. So, it starts drying. And then we'll get back to the console. And, yep. And, sorry, not the yep. But, like I said, the decal didn't work. So, I'm also going to go through that a little bit more than just with what the colors I got. Because I have a lot of great colors. So, I'm going to see how it works. So, there's that. So, let me get everything ready to get these guys going. And, I'll come right back. Alright, I've gotten things somewhat trimmed out. These are ready to go. So on the paragraphic sheet you get 2 for auxiliary engineering, I believe. And then you get 1 for the weapons and 1 for the defense. And then we got all 3 of these for the big viewers. And then we got communications and science. So the first thing I usually try to do is, one, get the parts that need to get split up that you're not going to use right now, which is I am not going to be using the big ones yet because I still got to work on getting that trim around the screen. So, okay, got those. And then the real thing is you're going to have to pick which condition alert you want. I'm still working on that. I'm trying to think. So I'm just thinking about it. So, but I will get these all kind of split up, and I'm going to get them trimmed down. I'm sorry, I say ums a lot. So now comes the fun part, because I want to make sure I get each one there. Now I am kind of using the decal guide, but I am literally going on what came from Paragraphics. Trust me, they're very good. So this is science, and I know I got science here. Oh, yep. So there's science 1 and science 2. Pretty darn close. So yes, I'm happy. I'm going to go with those. And I'm more looking at the order. So here is communications 1 and 2. And while that's real close, that is okay. I'll have to see, because then when you come over here to weapons, you see that one, and let's see, I see, sorry guys, space in there, sorry. Alright, so I come over to weapons, and that, alright, sorry about that. Got myself confused for a second. I was trying to explain what I was going with. So, okay, so this is the 2 decals for communications. This is the one by Paragraphics. Now this also is here on the decals for, get it up in screen, this one for weapons, but it is on communications. Now the fun thing is there is definitely no one of those, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. But the weapons, has this beautiful, I like that, so I'm going to keep that. That's what I'm going to go with. So as far as the communication, I'm going to just keep with it. I like it, I love it. So, okay, got that out of the way. So now it's time just to trim them down and get them ready to be taken care of. So, first things first, guys, let me get something real quick and I'll get right back to you. Before I got too far into it, so you can see there's a little bit of residual on there from, you know, being in the box and trying to, you know, look at them, playing with them. So basically I'm just taking my clean and shine for, you know, the windows and everything, and I am just getting that outside cleaned up good. I just want to make sure that that's not on there. And then I'll move this into a place of safety, because knowing me, I will bump into it and knock it over, because I will be needing it here in a little bit to clean more screens. Alright, so now I'm going to just start, you know, I know this is going to be weapons, so I can go ahead and at least trim it to a certain point. And that point, I mean, is making sure I keep the letter. Now, anytime when you're doing these like these, I keep a little bit more of a lip. I just want to make sure that this is going to be able to meet where it needs to. What I mean is it's got enough overhang to go onto a little bit of the brass. I don't want to have the screen taking up all the support. So let's go ahead and get weapons out of the way then. Alright, so I have got it trimmed and glossy side down. And I'm trying to think which way. Okay, I'm going to go like that. I want it to go like poof. And that's, you know. So, okay. It is pretty darn close, really close. And I can actually do the trimming down later. I just want to make sure when I do this that this is shining through very good. Just like that. Sweet. Alright, there's that. I might do a little bit more trimming, but now I'm going to grab my ever lovely micro crystal clear. And you guys seen me do this before on the other pieces, but basically I'm gonna dip my brush in, get a little bit on there, and then I want to get this more tacky. I don't want to goop it on because I want it to not have to dry through so much gunk sometimes, because I do that too. And if you think you got a little too much, you just find a paper towel and you can wipe down and get a little bit more, but I want to make sure it's all covered for the most part, or for the main part. So now I will put that on there and I'll push it down just to give it a little texture, or a little oomph, and I'll turn it back over, and don't worry about the cloudiness, that's going to clear away quite well. And there we go. So that's how I'm going to do this, and I'll come back and share when I have them finished so you can see what it looks like, guys. So I will be back. Alright, those are drying, so now on to some fun of lighting. So as I said yesterday, I put in the photo etch, and now I'm going in to help create those light sources. And with that, I have these micro drill bits. I get them on Amazon all the time. But these things are I love them. They're very fragile, so you gotta be careful. But you can see there's a lot of different sizes in there, and the one I'm using today is the green. Now, one of the things I do with this, because there is the hole. You know, I'm trying to make holes and keep it stable. Sometimes it's not easy to, you know, do that on a flat surface, so I wanted to open it up. So basically I just put, and you can use a power, but for this fragile work and with this fragile bit on this, if I use power, I take the chance of actually, if I use my Dremel or an actual, my Tamiya drill, I take the chance that if I didn't choose the bit right, or if something happened, that it would break it, or I would break the bit again and again and again. So right now, like I said, all I'm doing is looking at that and just making sure, and I'm going easy. And yes, I will be using fiber optics to light this. Can't wait. But the fiber optics I got for this that I'm going to be able to use for there is very, very small. It is 0.25 millimeters. That's just for the small light holes. And then I'll gradually glow up. But, I'm thinking, man, I wish I could get these just a little bit bigger, but no. I got thinking like that, and then I just go, no, that would just probably tip the scale on it too much. It'll look out of place, and there. Now, I don't pull my drill out all the way either. I make sure it's spinning out, if you know what I'm saying, to get any of that other little bit of debris. And most times I'll wait till I'm done, and I'm trying to make sure all the holes are clear. So, dang it. Alright, darn, I'm sorry guys. Let's turn it around. Let's see if that helps you guys. I didn't realize I was so far off camera and my big hand was in the way. So, again, I'll just lightly take my finger sometimes and just grab that. And I know I was on this hole. And if you ever forget where you're at, just go to the back and look. You'll see it. So, fourth hole. Okay. Now, there we are. Now, still can't, sorry guys. Let me try it this way. I like using this that way, but I can do it this way too, so I apologize. So, I'm in the fourth light source, and like I said, I'm letting the drill do the work. I'm putting very minuscule amounts of pressure, but you see, now I can come out and do that. And like I said, I try to bring as much of the flash out as I can, but sometimes that can make a whole nother problem with the photo etch, and I'll explain that when I go to start doing that. You have to just be gentle, I guess is the best word. And here we go. I feel it starting to come through slightly. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it came through. Sometimes you'll run into that, and it might be because of the glue. And again, I use my the metal foil etch glue. Sorry guys. This one I use micro metal foil adhesive. Love it. So next hole. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all that, but now the next part is when I go to get everything cleaned up, I'll start working the fiber optics. So let me finish getting this all drilled out. It'll take a few minutes, and then when I come back, we'll start playing with the fiber optics. Alright, hand drilling's good, and I forgot, I do have my Tamiya slow drill. It's really good. I just didn't know if it was going to be enough, and actually it turned out it did, and it actually does really well. Again, you have to be very careful. Let the drill bit do the work, and that's about it. And as you can see, it goes out even better, and it comes out better because of the power. I should have started with this. I wasn't sure, but yay! This thing was, and you can see the time. It's just like much quicker for me, and I should have started with this sucker first. So as you see, yay! Now I won't get the dreaded hand cramp from twisting and trying to drill. Alright guys, I wanted to share that with you. I mean, this is perfect. This is good, 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 good. Like I said, I've had this for a while, and I don't use it much because you see how it's crooked, and it was just the way it came. I put it together the right way, everything. But, so, forgive me. So, yes, to me a power drill is great, but, you know, everything else, I always got this. So, alright guys, well I'm going to get back at it, and I'll show you what I have when I return. Alright, got everything. I've started kind of cleaning things up, but now I've had to re-glue a couple of things, so yeah. But hey, so now I got these big switches. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take my drill and I'm going to drill a hole on each side of that. Clean your debris away. And like I said, I'm just going to put 2 holes in each side. And then when I get ready to make sure it gets opened all the way, I'll take my lovely nail sanding things here, you know, and get it cleaned out. This is probably the one I will use, just because it's got a very nice point to it, and I can get in here and get it cleaned really well. So this is probably the one I'm going to use, but don't quote me on that because I've done that before and I end up having to change things. So again, just put a hole on each side. Now here's the other thing, you know, the decals, you don't have to drill any holes on the reissue because it's all background white. But I am, because with the flat etch and me not using that awesome other console because I just don't want to destroy it trying to figure out the lighting. So I'm going to drilling the holes to bring the fiber optics up so it looks like the switches. And so again, just each side, and just keep cleaning it off. So I'm going to get back at this, guys. And when it comes time to start that sander up, I'll turn the camera back on. Alright guys, got everything set up for a drill. Been playing around with it. Now, I've changed the blade just a little bit, the sander, and I'm being very, very careful. So basically what I did is, out of the 2 spots, I picked one that I drilled, and I let that go down, and then I just slowly bring it across. I don't try to go crazy with it. I let the drill itself do the work, and then if I need to, I can come here and I can chisel it out, take it out, clean it up a little bit more, like so. And when you look at it, let's do this here. When you look at it like that, you'll start. Let's see if I can get that up here without that. You see how they're starting to come out and square up? So yay! That's what I was looking for. That's what I'm wanting for. And I mean, it is going to refine as I go. I'll keep refining and making it better. But this is the next step, and I keep my X-Acto pretty close because with this sander, even as light as it is, in as fast as sometimes you have to go, it will drill through, but it'll still pick up this stuff. And if you get a big bunch of this on and you're trying to make windows or help get something sanded, the big glop is actually so hot that it'll just keep going and going, and that can really ruin something. So I do a couple of holes and then I take a look and make sure it's fine. So I'll do one more with you guys. And like I said, I barely push down, and then you see that? I just let it do that, and then I'll go back later and clean it up. Again, just like that. Then I'll look at my bit. I'll make sure. It's easier to get off while it's still somewhat warm than when it actually gets cold. I've made that mistake before. So, Alright, come on. There we go. Come on. Yeah. I'm not going to make you keep watching that. But then, like I said, then I'll go back again and I'll check out the back. And I'll see where I'm going to need to, if I need to add or if I need to clean any more out. And just keep going. Alright guys, well I'm not going to make you watch me do this all the time. So I'll also come back and share when I get more. Alright, well the screens are still drying. I've got the Helm and Mr. Sulu and Mr. Chekhov's position. Helm, it's getting paint blocked, so that's drying. And like I said, the screens are still working on it. I've gone to try it just to see how well, and yeah, they still need some more time. So I thought, well heck, I'm waiting on things, so why not get back to getting some painting done. And what I did is I've definitely gone through the decal sheet again, and I'm not going to show you that because I'm not using very many of them or really any of them. But yeah, I had it looking at, and I went to go move something or grab something, and paper towel fell into my water and yeah, whatever. That's all right. So the ones that I do know I want to make sure I'm going to keep, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the heck out. I'm not going to need to keep a lot of them, but I'm not going to really keep any of them. But at the Helm station, I definitely want to make sure I keep this and that. So these guys are drying. Definitely want to keep those. So, all right. Well, some of the decals that I saw, there was purples and orange reds and all sorts of great colors. And then there was the blues and then the grayish white and white. So that's what I'm working on. So the first part, the purple, what I did is, because I don't have purple clear, is I took a very little bit of the purple, put a few drops in here, and then thinned it down to almost a wash. And that is something that I'm still working on it. And but that's starting it. And then the other thing is, it's like, oh my goodness, there's just so many randomness to it. So I'm definitely going to really try to follow these pads, but I'm going to actually start going in and getting more color in. And then the first thing I really want to do is I want to start getting some blue in. I want to do the grays. I'm going to do the same thing with the grays on that. Well, actually, let me show you with that first. So let me see if there's... Okay. Pretty much the back half of each. Okay. Got an idea. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I got my gray pretty good mixed up already. I am going to grab my mixing brush. Oh, that's GN gray. That's not the one I wanted. Oh, where did you go, Sky Gray? Oh, you're hiding right in front of me. Alright. So, basically all I'm doing is I got a paper towel. I got my piece here, and then I just spin it or swirl to mix it, and then basically that's it. That's as much as I'm going to actually use for this, and loving it. So I get this put back on, and again, like I said, I add just a drop or two. Just like that, just to see it first. Take my brush again, and then I get in here and I just start swirling around. If it's starting to look like that water, that's where I want it. I want it to be semi-waterish. Okay, I'll take my lovely brush, and I'm just making sure again. Okay, so for most of it on here, it is these first. Let me grab something else real quick, guys. Sorry. I know we're trying to do this, and let me get something a little closer for you guys. Okay. Get you guys out of the way. Okay, here we go. Alright. Sorry. So hopefully this will get it up enough, and maybe I can zoom in just a little bit more, but I'm trying to watch the focus. So I got my gray mixture done. I take a little bit on my brush, and I just kind of I just start there. I want it to be on there, and I want to let it start soaking in and doing that paint. And I will go back and double check it a little bit as it starts to dry to make sure it's light enough. But I'll put it up to my camera, and if I can still see through it even with that color, then I got it right. I don't want it overly crazy. So same thing again. I just get a little bit on my brush, and I just put it in here and just go. Sorry, it's shaking. And don't worry if you got a little overspill, because I got to repaint that, so that's going to cover a lot of it up. So, here, almost lost him. Okay. And like I said, I'll go back and double check down the line to make sure that I've got it done. But here is Ohora Station, and it's really great. Nope, it's not really great because it's not even in camera. Sorry about that, guys. It's got a lot of detail to it, you know, with these. So I definitely can do that. And then sometimes I'll roll it over, and I'll just do that. I'll just keep, and then I'll go do the next ones. And make sure I get around the sides. And if it does go over on the sides, I'm not worried, because I will be able to take care of that sooner, or in a bit. But that's where I'm starting at right now, guys, is I'm working on getting these done. Now, if I do any more solid colors, again, I will turn my camera back on and do that. Actually, I probably am going to have to, because I need to do oranges. So let me look at this thing. Let's just kind of look in here. So calm. Okay. Yeah. And I know I'm trying to do a lot of rhyme and trying to make sure I'm following, but sometimes that's just not gonna work out the best way I want, because heck, it's honestly I know there's maps and there's everything, so I know I'm coming as close to what the set was that I could, but that's how I got purple and gray going in. So when I go do stations that actually have orange, I'll do that. But one of the other things I want to get going on is getting a bunch of the red down. Actually, you know what? I want to get something even more. I want to get some blue down. So let me go start on this. Let me see how it looks. I'll turn the camera on and let you see. Well, alright guys, this is where unfortunately I'm going to have to end it for this week. I have figured out the issue that I had here. I got that fixed, so I'll share with that next week. And got the tulip slick and got these guys all good to go. Started getting some lovely colors down now onto the stations, and got some more onto the main view screen. Those are still drying, but once they're good and dry, I'll trim them up. So yay, not bad. It takes a while to do some of these things, so, but hey, I'm happy, getting ever closer to start excuse me, getting things buttoned up. And yes, that's right, I had to go and just to go with the kit helm and navigation control station or operations. So I'm not sad, but I still have the other one, and I will figure out how to get lit. But so with that, guys, have a awesome, fun, and safe weekend. Have a awesome, fun, and safe work week next week. And I'll see you guys back here on the bench.